Yes! We're attacked inside Melmond! So this is Melmond Zozo. I was hoping it would be a more difficult encounter or we'd run into it earlier where it was dangerous, but yeah, one of the flags in the randomizer sets Melmond to have random encounters, which is pretty good. I'm a fan. Melmond's already so trash, now it includes monsters. Alright, well, let's get out of here. So, let's count down. Where could our tail be? We need the Oxyale, the key, and the tail. Well, I mean, you don't need the tail, but I want the tail. It could always be floating in the Sky Fortress at the top. That's an incentive chest. Could be in the mermaid floor of the Sea Shrine. We can't get there until we get the Oxyale. We have Nuke now. Where else could we go? We haven't got the crown yet. We can do Castle of Ordeals whenever we want. Could be a vanilla tail at Castle of Ordeals. I think we try to knock out areas that are sort of connected first. And I'm gonna knock out my slab because I've been talking about it for the last 10 minutes and just want to get this done. Remember, Bahamut was in the Elf Castle, so... Probably should get a tracker. If I could find a useful tracker for this randomizer, it'd be a lot easier. Alright, so where are we going? We're gonna go pick up what is usually the chime. Okay, at least we have the warp spell to get out of here faster. That's good. Alright, so then to Leafian, which is actually where Gaia was, right? Please, that was right? Yeah, because I'd said if I translated the slab, then we could have done the waterfall and Leafian together, which would have been way more efficient than what we're doing right now. So I'm kind of hoping that this is a tail, just so we can get promoted, but I would also accept the Oxyale, I guess. There we go. No more Loopaloopas. They also very generously moved the one that blocks that path, so it just stays put. Good job, randomizers. TNT! Well, it might turn into a tail. That's a bit of a backtrack. All the way back to the Dwarf Cave. Also, while we're here, I like to check the Magic We'll Never Learn. Life 2, great. And Fast. That's almost the worst 2 spells to have in that slot, wow. Possibly the worst 2 spells, depending on your party composition. Technically, we could learn Fast, but... I mean, we've got Mazmunes anyway, so it's not a big deal, but wow. It's interesting, hey? Like, the randomizer, sometimes it gives you, and sometimes it takes away. Giveth and it taketh away. We're gonna do this check, again, mostly because I have the warp spell, which saves half of the time. Warp basically takes any of these checks and cuts the time down in half, so I can't complain too much. Looks like we're doing some fetch quests. But, you know, I don't mind doing this kind of stuff. It gets it out of the way. I feel like it's, for me anyway, it's better to do these when you can, so you don't forget about them later. Because on a randomizer, it's certainly possible to completely forget about stuff like this, and then not know where your Mystic Key is. Which in this case would have been the preferred decision. 428 gold for our 3-step fetch quest. Alright, let's refresh here. We've got access to the entire Earth Cave, the entire Sky Cave. We can't get into the Water Shrine yet. I guess we could do optional. We can do Castle of Ordeals. Yeah, the only incentive things I can think of are the chest by the vampire and Castle of Ordeals. We have to do the Earth Cave anyway. Let's just go do that. And I think we're certainly strong enough for the Lich at this point. And I've got all these houses. Isn't that nice? So I'm not going to be checking random chests at this point because other than money, there really isn't any random loot I need. We can just buy a Mazmune or two. We've got enough defenses with ribbons and stuff that the only thing we need is money, basically. And I mean, this room is pretty close to the path. Sure, why not? you know, if it wasn't for the fact that we bought 4 of those, that would have been a really nice find. That's why you check random chests usually, but... they're not gonna slip the Mystic Key into a random chest because we put more locations open than incentivized items. And that is why one of our incentivized locations gave us 400 bucks, which is sad, but it's better to do that than to have to check all the chests for the loot. And I think it's kind of funny, honestly. This is also a pretty easy chest. 5 gold. That's what I get. I asked for money, right? 5 bucks. Out of the way, bats. It's not worth it. When we want levels at this point, we'll just fight stuff in the floating castle or something. Yeah, killing these guys is probably worth it, unless they've got some really nasty spell. They actually have pretty good physical defense, but not very many HP. And yeah, they do give you pretty good experience. I don't mind killing those kinds of guys. 400 bucks. So yeah, because we all have ribbons on it, we all have wibbons. Oh, wibbons. And we're waiting. See, I'm sort of reading and sort of paying attention. Most of the status effects enemies are not terribly dangerous. On-hit effects can still cut through ribbons like butter, and that can be a problem. And what else can be a problem? Well, there's always like a 2% chance, give or take, that goodbye vampire. There's always like a very tiny % chance that a status effect will apply through your ribbon protection anyway. It's not 100% protection, but it's pretty high though. Okay, also we picked up a herb. The herb means that Herb's your uncle and you're cool. No, obviously we can now travel all the way back to Melmond to heal the Prince of Elfland to get another incentivized item. What will be at the incentivized chest in Elfland? No one knows. Probably my tail, because then it's right beside Bahamut and I can promote it instantly. That'd be kind of hilarious if the woke prince gives us the tail to promote us right beside the dragon. There was a couple treasure rooms on that last floor that were pretty easy to check that, you know, maybe I should have checked, but whatever. We'll definitely want to buy 1 Mazmune before we go after any Krakens or Tiamats. I would actually kind of expect that with Nuke we're not even in that much of a problem anyway. But I would guess that the herb is going to lead to... Good thing we have ribbons on. That would have done a lot of damage. Blaze is pretty strong. I would expect we're going to get the Oxyale out of the Elf Prince. And then maybe we'll find the tail in the Sea Shrine Mermaid area. Alright, so like I said, that was not too difficult. That was a quick one. Now we're going to go turn in the herb. Unfortunately, this is a big long backtrack, which sucks, but what else can I do? It's feeling more and more likely that the tail is in Castle Ordeals. But, I mean, technically the Oxyale could be there. But, you know, I feel like that Earth Cave was a good call because it got 2 things done at the same time. Maybe we'll kill these, I don't know. Frost Wolves are nice, juicy experience wolves. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now that we're starting to get lots of key items, and with our triple boost, suddenly random encounters are just feeling a little bit more worth fighting. Also, Nuke always helps. Can't complain when you have Nuke. Sun Sword could definitely kill some of these bosses, but it would be just easier with Mazmune, especially because we're not going to learn fast. Or, well, we'll be lucky to have 1 charge of it, unless I really do some level grinding. Also, we need to get promoted to even think about it, so there's that. Alright, all the way back to Melmond. Is there anything shopping-wise? I have a little bit more money. Probably check out the spells before we leave. So next target is Elfland Castle. Is there anything to sell? Oh yeah, I can sell the extra opal bracelet. While we're here, we'll certainly never come back unless this is the Masmoon town. But it's not, right? That's different. That's Crescent Lake. I mean, that dragon armor would be great if we can get promoted. Right, sell pearl rings. We could buy a couple. We could buy 2 more pearl rings. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna get rid of this fog gauntlet. We'll probably never use that. We're gonna get rid of the spare opal bracelet. Ah, wait, hold on, just for interest's sake. 35. It's the same thing, but it weighs nothing. So it's better than, it's the same defense as a steel armor, but doesn't weigh anything. So clearly it is the superior armor for everyone. But technically the ice armor would be better. Is that all the ones I needed to buy? I forget. Yeah. So everyone's got a pearl ring, best accessory slot, everyone's got a ribbon, everyone's got an opal bracelet. We don't actually have a shield. I don't have any shields. Buy a cheapo flame shield. Dragon armor we couldn't equip. Ice armor we could equip. It's 55 defense. I don't actually think the ice armor will be enough of an improvement to be worth 20k. The dragon armor might, because it's like another armor absorbed tier higher. But I'm not going to buy it. We'll probably just beat the game without coming back here, honestly. There's other things to spend money on. And Masmoons were what, 35,000? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And the white magic sucked. Okay. And I definitely have enough houses to finish this game off, so we don't need to worry about that. Hey Tyro, I know we're playing Team Tyro mode today, but bad news for you. Ineffective. It's actually a pretty sturdy Tyro. I'm really glad that I brought the thief. You get to see the thief suck as always. I don't think Edward has done a single thing this entire random seed. He may have escaped a couple battles for us that helped a tiny bit. And these Bracks have been just garbage. Maybe Tyros are immune to Brack, I don't know. I doubt it. Alright. Apparently, they're too strong for my magic. Nothing beats a nuke. Look at that, 2,000 experience for one dinosaur. So, if you're familiar with the randomizer scene, there's some people who are friends of Tyro, maybe Team Tyro, and some people who are enemies of Tyro, maybe Team Steak. I am probably by default an enemy of Tyro's because I am, of course, Team Ankylo. So Tyros are most certainly predators of Ankylos, so we kill them whenever we can. I guess it just puts me on Team Steak without any choice. 398 damage nuke, almost maximum damage nuke, pretty cool. Level 20, hey, that's pretty good. With our equipment, that's probably enough to kill Chaos. Assuming I had a Masmoon. Maybe. Alright, Elf Castle. If I felt more confident, I would have finished off the entire Tiamat journey there, because I have all the items I need, and that is an incentive item up there, which could have been the tail, but I would really like to be promoted before I do that one, because it's a lot of experience, and I would like to get the promoted spells for Knight and Ninja, and also show off all those animations. Alright, well, the bottle, once again, another fetch quest. Not the tail. So now we need to find the fairy. Yeah, so for incentive items, we have the fairy, Sky Castle, and Castle Ordeals. Which one was it Guy over here? Getting my towns mixed up a little bit now. No, that's where we need the Oxyale. Gotta remember that, that's important. Water Shrine eventually. Provoca was Provoca, Elfland was... Is Elfland Elfland? Yeah, Alpha, see, that's it. Some of them, probably the towns that aren't shuffled are the ones that throw me off the most. So Melmond must have been Gaia then. Yeah, totally. Alright, this is the Mazmoon shop too, I think. So if I can pick up a Mazmoon while I'm here, that's a good deal. We'll just refresh my memory. Ribbons. If I ever get promoted, we can technically buy Dragon Armor and Aegis Shields. The best shields and armor in the game. For the night, at least. Not the Mazmoon store. I don't remember. Okay, Mazmoon store was in, where Gaia actually was supposed to be, which is where Crescent Lake is now. So that's what I had them mixed up. Right, and you actually have to release the fairy to get the fairy item. Okay, so now we can do Water Shrine. I really want that tail. We're gonna go do the mermaids. I have to kill Carrie at some point too, I suppose. We can kill Carrie anytime we want. We'll wait till we're got a Mazmoon, basically. The Sea Shrine could be dangerous. Generally, getting to the mermaid floor is not that hard. Killing Kraken, of course, is always a bit interesting. With double nuke, we probably aren't in too much threat. But we don't have Cure 4 or anything cool like that. It's a cool looking, We get, like, Matoya's theme inside. Oh, here's the ghosts. Underwater. Alright, not too bad. I guess we'll go for the kill here. Throw some nukes on him. You know, ghosts traditionally, huge damage. Sometimes fragile, though. Yeah, we only really have to survive one floor like this. And I think I'm just gonna nuke my way through. I'd rather get a couple level ups while we're here. These are some nice high XP enemies anyway, so I don't think we have to worry about running out of nuke charges. Like, look at that, 3,000 experience for one quick battle. I'm not 100% confident about my levels, and if I do want to make a stab at Kraken, you know, the levels will help. Alright, mermaid floor. No enemies, one incentive item, a free ribbon, not like I need it. So even if we couldn't buy ribbons, we would have at least gotten one. You know, that's good. I should have saved this one for last, because we're going to warp out, but I forgot. Alright, another fetch quest. This has been a pretty long fetch quest. Still faster, probably, to do that. I want to check the rest of the items. If I'm going to buy that Mazmoon, I would like 2 at least. And I think they're pretty expensive. I missed... It's garbage anyway. Just give me a chest with like 60,000 gold. That'll be fine. 7,000, that's a good start. I guess it's not Matoya's theme. This is, what, Earth Cave? I mix up some of the music sometimes. You gotta forgive me. Getting old. Alright, so far our chests have been pretty poor in terms of monetary value. Unless we get in a terrible fight, I'll check out a couple more chests on this floor. Because we're not going to come to the top of Sea Shrine ever again. So while we're here, you know, pick up 2 more chests. Not very good. There's one more that's a bit of a walk. There's one inside this room, but you need the key, and we still need that. Beware of water. At least you can run from them. Alright, not great. Well, okay, let's be thorough. There's a couple chests on this floor that are easy to miss. Ugh, this is what I get. What I get. At least we have Nuke. Nuke, now, you know, now that we're halfway through the game or more, Nuke will clear up a lot of this stuff. So, Remember how ribbons make you immune to status effects? This is pretty much worst case scenario, actually. Unrunnable 8 red Sahags with multi-target stun lock. And we can't escape. So you have to trigger... Okay, we got the nuke off first. That was really lucky. We could have just been stun locked there forever. Even with a ribbon on, we could have just been stun locked there for the entire game. That's insane. This is... Okay. I will not stay in this dungeon. I don't care what that treasure is. We're not going back. A couple more of those fights and just end the run practically for me. No fun. It's cool that, you know, we found a very difficult fight, but... Alright, I'm gonna do 2 more things and then I need to take a break and cut the episode or the stream in half. I think we're nearly in go mode, as they like to say. I'm gonna go buy those Mazmunes before I forget, and then I'm gonna check the adamant item, and then I'm gonna have to take a little break. But, you know, I'll finish it later. In fact, I will almost surely have finished the entire playthrough before I upload it. There we go. Mazmune for 30k. Now we're definitely able to kill fiends without a whole lot of problem. Plus the Sun Sword's decent for our red mage. Alright, so in case you're wondering, suddenly we do tons of damage, you know, that's pretty good. Best weapon in the game, no doubt about it. I think it does less critical chance in the fixed version than it did in the original. All the critical rates on weapons were bugged in the original game, and I think it was just tied to their index number, so Mazmune was weapon number 50, so it had 50% crit, which is crazy. In the fixed version, it actually has less crit, so it's a little bit weaker than before. The Vorpal Blade is buffed a little bit by the fix. A little. So Adamant goes here. Crown, alright. Well, that's another quick... We'll finish this fetch quest. This might be the last fetch quest, so it's either going to be the tail or the key, I think. Because the only other key item will be... Or we actually need the key still, right? Ruby. Oh, I forgot about the ruby. But that's a garbage fetch quest. That sucks. So, with the key... With the ruby, we can get to the, what am I trying to say? We can get past the Titan. We can go feed the Titan, I guess. But, those chests are not incentivized. Oh, I never did the Marsh Cave! I almost forgot one. So, we've got the Marsh Cave item, we've got the Floating Castle item. One of them has to be the key, or else we can't finish the seed. The other has to be the tail. Wow, what a load, because I wanted to get promoted before the end of the game, specifically to show off my cool sprites that I worked so hard on. And, so, if you were speedrunning, this is the wrong decision. You should definitely do the Sky Castle first, because you could potentially completely skip the Marsh Cave. If this was the tail, you certainly wouldn't need it to beat the seed. This is an easy seed, so you definitely don't need promotions. But I need it. And we've got warp and stuff, so this won't really take that long. And I just luckily remembered it before I gave up on everything. Just quit my life. Marsh Cave is only really bad if you have to check all the chests and you don't have warp. If you've got warp and you know you just need to check this chest, it's not that bad. And yeah, we'd have to fight this, I guess, technically. But I mean, we're so overpowered that most of this stuff, with 4 ribbons and a couple nukes and stuff, like, this should be no problem. It would be very difficult to get an encounter that could harm us. And honestly, the 8 red Sahag with Trance was about as close as it could be. If they happened to have nuke or something random crazily, then that would be the only thing that would really put us in our place. And I'm glad we skipped it all the rest of the game. Okay, so... I must be missing an incentive item somewhere. What am I missing? Because we didn't get the tail. We have no key, no tail. I've gotten 2 dummy chests already. Castle of Ordeals, 1. Sky Castle, 2. Is there anything else? There's 2 items. Key and tail. Is that really the last possible Man, what a jip. I'm kind of a sucker for early promotion seeds. And having a... If the tail is in the Sky Castle, I'm actually going to be a little bit upset. Because I'm not going there yet. Again, I'm going to do the Castle Ordeals. Another dungeon that you could skip, depending on what's in there. And like I said, I'm not worrying about speed running here. I'm just trying to show off my awesome sprites. Just pat myself on the back a little bit more. But, you know, I think you guys probably know where I'm coming from here. You might even see a rare Ankylo encounter. That's what I'm really in it for. Also, again, Warp will make Castle of Ordeals a lot easier. It's not one of those dungeons that in the vanilla game you can't have Warp until you do this, until you finish this dungeon. So it wasn't really programmed with having Warp in mind, and it makes the teleporter maze a lot easier. Whatever. A house in the swamp. Alright, and we turned on early ordeals anyway, so we didn't even need the crown, but... Which means it's probably going to be the stupid tail. Please be the tail and not the key. So I like to go down first, because it's like the vanilla path. It's not down first. So if an opportunity arises to use the warp spell, I'll try to show it off. It's usually this floor where the warp spell is nice. If this takes you back to, say, the beginning, which it did, sort of. This is not a very efficient warp use, because we have to double warp to get back. Oops. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the idea. You take one of these multi-ones. This is less valuable because it just took us to the same spot. But if it sends you right back to the entrance, this is the best place to use the warp spell, basically. Because you need to warp back and have a different option. I think that's acceptable. And I'm assuming this is the path forward, probably. This would be another place we might want warp, because we've already been here. There, we puzzled it out. Warp certainly saved us a bit of time, at least. Frost Wolves. I don't have time for you guys. I'm supposed to be taking my break. Here I am, almost just finishing the game anyway, rather than taking my break. Can't hold the Pro Cape. You know what? They're kind of expensive, and they're not bad, so let's just take it. It's an upgrade of... It's definitely an upgrade. Now, to be fair, the Thief can use it as well, but... Assuming we ever promote him, he can use real shields, like the Ice Shield. Come on, incentive item, be something amazing so I can show off some cool stuff. I don't really need money right now, but it's still hard not to take these chests while we're on our way past them. Fog Staff. The Fog Staff could be useful if Kraken 2 or Tiamat is very difficult. Well, the good news is we had to do this dungeon anyway. The bad news is it's not the tail, and I think I know where the tail is. The very final incentive item. This is probably the third time that this has happened to me in my random... well, not my history, but my current trial of randomizers. That's probably the third time I've had a Sky Castle tail, which is very upsetting. Anyway, I'm going to take a little break, and I'll probably just... You'll see me in a second. But it'll probably be a few hours for me. See you guys later.